Yes, guys, welcome. I hope everyone's doing well. This is your match reaction from the Champions League game between Rangers and Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool winning that game 7-1. And yeah, before we start this show, guys, please don't forget to hit the like button on your way in, hit your like button on your way out. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well, guys. Help the channel grow. I hope everyone is doing good. A big up to everybody in the chat. There's an echo, is there? Hang on, 1 minute. Good, big up to everybody in the. There's an echo, is there? No, mine sounds all right. It might be your end, my friend. No, mine sounds all right. Oh yeah. It might be your. How's that now, guys? Is the echo gone? Hopefully the echo's gone. Big up, Ravi. How you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. Let me see if there's anything on that shouldn't be on. That's why I'm getting an echo. Hopefully everything's good now. Hopefully the echo's good. It's fine. It's fine. Big up to everyone. Big up, Cav. Cav, if you want to come in, mate, if you feel up for it, come in, mate. Come in. I'll send you the link if you want to come in for the football reaction, my man. Let me know. Ravi's at his dad's. No worry, Half. No worry. You had two windows open. Big up, Captain Sal. Big up, Captain Sal. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, if Cav, if you want, Cav, I'll send you the invite on your Twitter, and if you want to come in, man, you're more than welcome. You know. But big up to everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, big game, Misty. Big game, Misty, and a good win for Liverpool as well. It's amazing, ain't it? It's amazing, amazing what can happen when Liverpool actually play decent for one half of football. But we're going to break it all down today, guys. Liverpool 7, Rangers Football Club 1. Amazing. Amazing result. Amazing result. Salah breaking records all over the shop as well. Big up, Bullish. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up, Marshall. How you doing? Bailey. But Jamie question, which players in the 10 links? Which Jamie question, which players in the 10 links up well with Nunez? Oh, right. Jota, I'd have thought. City Gas Smoker, Sunday Marshall. That's, yeah. Yeah, it's good to see Darwin scoring. Hassan, big up to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, big up to everyone in the chat. Daz, Vic, Ryan, Bailey, Harv, Ravi, Danny. Big up to you as well. Everyone in the chat, hope you're doing. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. We've got Cav coming in a few minutes. I ain't heard from Savage. We'll get the Savage as well. This is my first video tonight, guys. I will be back at 10 p.m. tonight as well, guys. I will be back at 10 p.m. tonight for the After Dark podcast, guys. So make sure you tune in for that. The After Dark podcast, 10 p.m. 10 p.m. tonight. If you don't know what the After Dark podcast is, it's on my other YouTube channel, guys. So make sure, Ravi, if you're in the chat, can you put the link up to my second YouTube channel in the live chat for me? Yeah, it's my second one, guys. So we do a sort of like comedy show podcast chat on the After Dark podcast. That's at 10 p.m. tonight. It's a special episode because I missed on Sunday. So yes. Yeah, guys, get in touch. Go and subscribe. Ravi, if you can possibly put the link up in the chat for the second channel, lovely. Big up, Danny. Do we need any boy defensively substitute midfielders? Now we are playing only 2 midfielders and 4 attackers. Oh, any defensively minded midfielders? That's a shout. I mean, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about, guys. We have got a lot to talk about, as always, on his show today. But it was a good win. It was just nice to see Liverpool win again, weren't it, guys? Thank you for everyone joining me yesterday on the watch along as well. I do appreciate it. And then everyone who came in on Grizzly's channel last night as well. I do appreciate it as well. And look, it was a good match last night. Liverpool needed a win. Oh, I don't care how the win was. We just needed a win. As he said, we've got Manchester City on Sunday. Manchester City Sunday is not going to be it's going to be a difficult game as it is, with no confidence going into that game. It would have been worse. So I'm glad we got the win against Rangers. Just a game with some bit of confidence. Ravi there with my link, guys. So, guys, that's the link to my second YouTube channel. I'll be live again 10 p.m. tonight on that channel for the After Dark podcast. So make sure you go and subscribe to that as well. What I'll do, I'll put that in my. I'll post. Right. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm being a numpty. We're going to do player ratings in this game as well today, guys. So bear with me 1 second while I just do something here. We're going to do player ratings. Whoa, got my echo on. There we go. Right. I'm going to pin the link at the top. I'm going to pin the link at the top of the live chat, guys. So make sure you go and hit that, guys, and subscribe to the channel. Big up Noah. How you doing, Jamie? You made me eat humble pie, mate. I said Monday the Jers, Salah and Super Sub quick is for a hat trick, breaking records, bad Rangers. Jamie, After Dark podcast week tonight, 10 p.m. but it's normally live Sunday. Yes, it is. Just a special episode tonight. Big up, my friend. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Panoff, how you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well as well. How does everyone like the new border, the new outlay on the screen? I made that today. I've never made an outlay before, so I thought I'd do it today. It looks a little bit better than mine, just my face on the screen. Right, let's talk about it. Big up John Conway. Don't forget that like button, guys. Hit that fun button. It's free to do. It's free to subscribe. Everything's free. Unless you want to join membership, then you have to pay $1.99 a month. Which, if you haven't joined my membership, join membership, because things are going to happen on that. I know I've not done a lot with the memberships just yet, but that's because of the family life at home at the moment. And I know you guys all know about it. But once my family life gets at home better, I'm going to do something with the memberships and do more videos and stuff like that. But if you want to join memberships, guys, it's $1.99 or $2.99 a month. Go for it. You don't have to, obviously. It's just there if you want it, guys. A little bit extra. And then it helps me towards the channel as well to make the channel bigger and stronger. So I do appreciate it. Jay, what do you think of the defence we played? Yeah, we're going to get a lot of part of the game. I might as well start with the back four. So we picked the team lineup. So let me just get to the lineups. So obviously we played Gomez at right back, Canate, Virgil van Dijk and Tsimikas. I like how Gomez played. Having a more solid defensive-minded right back made sense. It looks better as well. There's a thing that Gomez is going to play there now for a few weeks. I'm going to get to some things later in the game, because I've got some ideas what we can do with Trent, because I think Gomez should stay right back for Liverpool. I'm going to say that right now. I think Trent should stay right back going forward this season. Canate looks a beast, an absolute beast at centre half, it has to be said. Virgil was okay. Yeah, Jack, sorry, I don't think I pressed return. I did send it, but I didn't press return, I don't think. No, I didn't. I didn't press return on it. It's just laying there. There you go, my man. Jump in, Jack. Jump in, my friend. It looks the bee's knees. Virgil is still shocking this season. Yeah, Virgil didn't have the best of games, it has to be said. He did not have the best of games still. I thought Canate was a beast. Yeah, Canate is just a mate. He is just a beast. I agree. Gomez should be at right back, but Trent will go back there when we all can see. Yeah. I think Trent and Gomez can both play in this team, depending if we're playing 4-4-2. Big up, FJ. How you doing, Mo Salah on Sunday? Yeah, now he's got that hat trick, man. Big up, my friend. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thank you for coming in. It will be a world great. He will, mate. He will. He's just got everything to his game, man. I love him. Hopefully Jack's got the invite now. Yeah, it's in your DMs, Jack, if you're there, my friend. Cav's got his, so hopefully we'll get Cav and that in a minute. I don't know if Savage is about, but I've messaged him. Virg Defo, there we go, Jackson. Virgil Defo got World Cup fever. He wants to say about it, in my opinion. Yeah, let's get my man Jack in here as well.
All right, La.
Mate, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate.
Doing good. Been a while.
Been a while, yeah. You were on my channel. Was it last week or the week before?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. No, hope you're well, mate, and hope you're well. Chat as well. Apologies, I can only pop in, mate. Got a bloody sort of tea out and that for him. So. And I'm not the best cook anyway, so I need time.
That's all right, mate. Even for only 5 minutes, it's great.
Yeah.
Much
needed win, lad. Happy days. Much needed. Sorry, mate. Yeah, it was a great performance, mate, wasn't it? Much better.
Miles better. Is this the Inter Milan Barcelona game? Is that what Nicholas Cruz? I'm not sure because I know when Barcelona 2-1 down or something in the last minute, and they were going to go out to the Champions League and they equalised or something. But then someone said straight after it, Inter Milan went to the other end and should have a penalty or scored or something, and it would have knocked Barcelona out of the Champions League. I mean,
that would have been lovely, that, wouldn't it? Like
knocking Barcelona out of Champions League would have been beautiful, wouldn't it? Because there are a team I hate more in this world apart from Man United, it's Barcelona. I can't stand them. They're cheating.
The finances, I think, off the back of like last night, I think if you did get knocked out, obviously, if you're still going to play Bayern, haven't they, in the reverse fixtures? So,
yeah, they're gone. That's fine.
Yeah, they're gone. Yeah, goodbye, Barca. Happy days.
Looks like we might get Bayern though in the last 16. That's the only problem.
Sadio to knock us out potentially.
Oh, could you imagine don't Jack. Don't. I can't answer.
Sorry, everyone.
Or PSG, apparently. I'd rather play PSG than Bayern.
Yeah.
Knockout, I think.
I don't rate their defence. Like,
no.
I don't know. It's famous last words.
Anyway, we've got 2 games to go yet. We only need
got to get there, yeah.
And this is Liverpool at the moment, so nothing's a grant, you know what I
mean? Yeah.
Gomez last night, right back. I was just saying, just before you come on, don't you? But I think Gomez should stay right back for the foreseeable future. But I still having Trent in the team at the same time.
Yeah, I think, I don't know how you felt, mate, in chat. It worked well last night in relation to having Ibu back, because I think both of them down that right-hand side are very quick, aren't they, for centre-half terms. I think they're understanding. And we know the Napoli game, not just Gomez, but the whole defence had a couple of weeks ago, they looked very jittery in certain moments. Well, a lot of moments in that game. But yeah, it's just the way we're playing, and if we are going to continue playing with 4 attackers, I think why not just go, as you said, a bit more defensive down that right-hand side. I think it reassures us up a bit more. And Gomez can go forward. We've seen that against Forest last season with the assist in which he got as well in that game. And then obviously last night, it was very much a Trent-esque ball into the box and more or less on a play for Bobby Dazzler. Like,
that was very a Trent cross, weren't it, by Gomez? I think Gomez had a solid game. I think he had a proper solid game, Gomez. And I'm looking at it, the way we're playing at the moment. We're playing basically like a 4-4-2, ain't we? Or a version of a 4-4-2 at the moment, which I like because the 4-3-3 is you can't be played at the moment with the players we got. So go 4-4-2. It gets the best out of better players, to say. Because I think at the moment we just got to get Jota on the pitch, Darwin on the pitch, Salah on the pitch, Bobby on the pitch. We just need just get them on the pitch. So the best out of that is probably a 4-4-2, a 4-2-4, 4-2-3-1, whatever way Klopp wants to do it on the pitch. But I do think if we're playing that formation, we can play Trent right side of a 4-4-2. So play Gomez as the right back and play Trent as the right-sided midfielder. He's not like a right winger or anything. He's a right-sided midfielder in a 4-4-2. And then
I think he played that in the academy as well, though. Didn't he? He'd be very adept to that position.
I think, I just think at the moment, Trent's going through it a little bit. And I do feel for him because, let's face it, any mistake that Liverpool do, everyone just says it's Trent's fault, even sometimes it's not his side of the pitch. He's just getting a stick everywhere. And look, he's a young man. You can't tell me he ain't hearing it and reading it, and of course he is.
It's impossible to escape it though, mate. And like the modern day footballers as well. It's not like it's the stuff the players get. Every type of player as well, and same to whatever club they represent as well. It's horrible, but hopefully the more safeguarding or not safeguarding, but the psychological aspect to the clubs and the Premier League. The Premier League should be doing much more, and obviously the Premier League clubs as well. I think a lot of them have got on board psychiatrists as well, because you need to. It's everyone goes. People that don't like football always go, "Oh, footballers are earning X, Y, and Z." Yeah, but like at the end of the day, whatever job you're going into, you don't have 50 odd, 60 odd bloody thousand people plus the countless millions as well giving you stick on your social media accounts and obviously horrible abuse. But yeah, it as he said, mate, I think it will help him that he's taking a step back really and just recharging his batteries. I know he's injured, but from a psychological point of view, it's really helped him, I think, and he'll come back even stronger.
Yeah, I mean, I've got no thing about Trent getting back to his old self, none at all. I think I look at Joe Gomez at the moment, and the performances I've seen of him playing at right back, I've been better in centre back in recent times. Just the last few appearances. I mean, he made a few. Was it towards the last season? He made his appearance yesterday. I know it's Rangers, so it's hard to go like it's Rangers, but there's just something about it. I don't know what it is. I just feel more secure with him in that right back area. He's quicker, he's bigger, he's stronger, and he's more aggressive. But the thing is, he knows because he's a natural defender. He will defend naturally better than Trent anyway.
Yeah, he'll see the everything in front of him, won't he? And behind him, most importantly.
Yeah. So it's just saying. I was looking at the way we play, and I know people have always wanted Trent in midfield. Personally, I don't think you'd work in a central midfield area because he's not used to people pressing him from behind and the side and in front. No,
would you say Jay? He'd more or less have the same issues that he's having now.
Exactly.
Wouldn't he?
At right back, he's used to everything being in front of him. Yeah. So in the midfield area, he's going to get it all around him. And,
all over him, yeah.
But in the right centre, in the right side of a 4-4-2, I think it could work because you're just going to him. Look, all you've got to do is really cover Gomez because he's your fullback, right? Yeah. Gomez will then even be better because Gomez don't really have to get forward as much. Yeah. So you're asking Gomez just be an old-fashioned fullback. Don't go past the halfway line. Just defend. Trent, you can now get forward and show your skill off and stay wide, deliver them beautiful balls into the box from deep and from the byline. And all you got to do is cover Gomez. You don't have to do Gomez's job. And I think at the moment you might get the best out of Trent that way, just get his confidence back if we play this way. Because you can always play Salah through the middle with Darwin Nunez and play them two up front together. I mean, it's just the possibilities we've got at the moment, I think, are better. I don't know if Klopp's looking at it. He might not be. Klopp might be just look. I like Trent at right back when his feet is back, but I just feel it might help him.
Options is the most important thing, mate, isn't it? Yeah. And especially when we haven't got a lot of them at the minute, especially considering obviously the players we've not got out we've got out injured anyway. But I was just going to ask you there, mate. I don't know how you felt off the back of my post match. Salah chat as well. When he went central, he gets a hat trick.
Beast,
it's like we've more or less unlocked the old Salah as well. So what were your thoughts on that, mate? In terms of and chat, would you potentially dabble with playing Salah through the middle if we have more players fit round him anyway? But
because he came on for Darwin, didn't he? And he went basically in the number 9 position, and sort of Bobby was playing sort of like behind and Jota on the left, when it's all like, it's saying. I've always said it. Just get Mo in front of goal. Mo will score goals. It's not this. I know that I think what we started the season with, we tried to accommodate Darwin Nunez by playing him centrally. So to play Diaz and Salah wide to get the best out of Darwin. But I think they've realised that's not actually the way you want to play. You want players close to Darwin because Darwin actually likes playing 1-2s and running into the box. He likes playing off people. Right, so he likes actually people, but he's not actually a striker who likes the ball in and getting on his head. That's not. He likes it on the floor more. He likes running in space, getting the ball in front of him. You can always, if you're playing 4-4-2, you could play Salah and Darwin up top together in the middle. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And I mean, Salah would drift to the right a little bit naturally. Darwin would naturally drift to the left a little bit. And you could do that. You could definitely do. I just want Salah in front of goal more. You
Yeah,
see
and that
Salah in front of goal, he gets goals. I don't want
mm,
him on the touchline trying to be a creator. He can do it in bits, but it's not his game. Mo wants to score.
yeah,
And
that's the
look
most
how
important thing.
easy he got that
Mm.
hat trick. Them goals are all world class finishes, by the way. They weren't.
Did you
They
see his
weren't.
XG as well, Jay and Chas? I think it was like his XG from those 3 goals was like 0.39 or something. Like XG, like it wasn't even one.
It's
It's
just
mad.
stupid, don't it? He's an incredible footballer,
Yeah,
but we got to get him in front of goal. We got to get him in front of goal. Then why do we have him? We're not using the player to his full potential because look, Mo's a goal scorer. He's an elite goal scorer up with the highest elite attackers in world football. That's what he does. Yeah, he can do an amazing dribble, take players on from the wing, coming inside and score. But he's not doing. That's not his game. He's not doing that every week. That's once in a while. Just get him in front of goal. Get him in front of goal, and he will score goals. Man, he's just.
I
He
think
hasn't
that's what
got the
teams as well,
quality.
Jay. That's what teams have done well this season. Would you say pushing Salah out wide and really just isolating him
Mm,
in those wide areas? But I think, as we said, if once we have a more fitter squad, as we said, tinker with playing Trent down that right mid, but it's a midfield area. We've
yeah,
seen it when we had Xabi Alonso, Mascherano, and Gerrard. You need a certain type of midfielder, a box to box, and Liverpool haven't got that. The ideal profile is a De Bruyne, someone that can go forward but has an elite
mm,
level understanding of the defensive duties as well.
totally,
Um,
totally. Yeah, John did say 7-1. We all laughed at him. So John in our preview yesterday before the game with me and Savage, he went, yeah, we were doing the score at the end of it, and he went 7-1. Me and Savage were in stitches, absolutely in stitches. And it's like that's never going. No, that's never going to be 7-1, John. And the
Choosy
man got
John
it
and
right.
Gary, innit?
Yeah,
John and Gary, that give the big
and John
predictions.
got it right. I was like, Jesus Christ, because I think Cav was in my live chat when I was doing the watch long. It was 4-1, and I think Cav said, only need 3 more for John. And then it was 5-1. And it's like, hang on. And there's so much time left. Yeah, and I was so happy for Harvey Elliott getting the 7th as well. I mean, that meant a lot to him as well, the young lad. I want to talk about Harvey quickly. I thought he was my man of the match last night. Him and Bobby and Mo probably, but for Mo's little appearance, Bobby was great. Jota was great, by the way. We'll get to him in a minute. Yeah. But young Harvey Elliott for that 90 minutes, I thought was almost faultless. How did you see his game, Jack?
Yeah, different gravy, mate, isn't it? And I think it's probably helped him, would you say, and chat as well, like in terms of just not using him sparely, in terms of the rotating him. As we said at the beginning of the season, we didn't have a lot of options, so we had to play him. His understanding is getting there eventually. He's still only 18, quite a young lad anyway. So for me, I'm hoping that we do what we've been doing in the last couple of weeks, not playing him straight away, but in games that, as he said, mate, he was on another level, his understanding, and especially his balls over the top were absolutely fantastic. I think he's got his vision's getting much better, and you could see the understanding between him and Carvalho. It was like playing in the academy for Fulham for all those years ago. You could see they were both on the same wavelength in reality, and it was a joy to watch. And it's just when we've seen this season where he does get isolated in certain games. For the young lads, he's obviously done a struggle in those moments. I just hope that we're not asking too much of him at a young age. But at the end of the day, you're at Liverpool Football Club. When you get your opportunity, you've got to take it by the ball by the horns, really, and just get at it. And he done that last night.
Yeah, he was tremendous. Would you say that was his best performance for Liverpool so far?
Yeah, especially this season, mate. Obviously, the game against Fulham, probably one of the only players really that tried at least something, mate. But yeah, I'd say, mate, he's growing. I think his maturity, and I just love him and the combination. Well, not the camaraderie. He was probably one of the main reasons Salah signed the contract. I don't know, because he's you say
they seem to be fond of each other, don't they? They seem to be fond of each other.
It's really good.
Salah probably looks after him. I mean, he's like a little bit older, and I think Mo's the one who told him about his diet, weren't it, and what to cut out and what not to eat, what to eat and stuff like that. So, and Mo's shredded, so
I could definitely take some advice off Mo as well.
But Look, Harvey Elliott, I really enjoyed his performance yesterday. Some of the touches, his little turns. I think he was the one with that little touch to Gomez on the right side, what led to Firmino's second goal.
It's that little
Things
like
like that.
header over when it went on the
Yeah,
halfway line, just that little
nice
touch.
little flick.
Yeah,
He's got
yeah,
he's stronger than he looks as well, isn't
yeah. It's
he?
quite stocky, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, and he can dribble. He can take a player on. I like he's one of our only. He's one of our only midfielders that does attack the opposition. Like he gets the ball down. He does like to have a little run, don't he? And try and take players on and force them into mistakes or fouls or something like that. Yeah, he's a diamond little player. The other youngster that played yesterday was obviously Carvalho. Now Carvalho, I don't think he had the best of first half, let alone apart from Bobby. No one, really did. And Harvey, he struggled in the first half, but in the second half, I thought he started to grow into himself a little bit. I think he started to pick up a little bit of more space. He sort of, I didn't know what sort of position he was playing in at first, but he was playing on that left-hand side of a 4-4-2 and drifting in into that, not sort of like that 10 area where he would prefer to play if we were setting up that way. And in the first half, he weren't finding the space. And when he needs space to do what he needs to do, don't he, Carvalho? And in the second half, he was getting that space. And, it was his pass to Bobby's ridiculous flick that went to Darwin Nunez.
Went on certain websites, that one.
Yeah, to get the fourth goal. He's got a good. What do you think of Carvalho so far in the Liverpool shirt and his performance yesterday?
Yes, it's as you more or less described Felipe Coutinho by the looks of it, mate, in terms of drifting in those left areas. Something that Felipe Coutinho done quite a lot, but he's still a young lad, mate. And as he said, him and Carvalho probably offer something that Liverpool currently haven't got in terms of the athleticism, the creativity, really, and the willingness really to run. Not going to pick out midfielders, but we know the midfielders that aren't as mobile anyway in that system. But yeah, his adaptability, I like, really, mate. And I think that's why Liverpool, as we spoke over the last 12 months, that we've needed him when we signed him for such a young age. But and speaking to a couple of Fulham people I know, Elliott's got a higher ceiling, supposedly, from a couple of my Fulham mates I've got season tickets. And if that's the case, then we've got two very, very bloody special players on our hands once he gets more settled in.
Yeah, I mean, look, the kids, they're both 19 at the end of the day. We don't need to play them every week as well. I was on Grizzly's show last night and I was saying about this. Like, there's no rush. There's no rush to find the best place for Elliott to play at the moment, what position. There's no rush to find where Carvalho plays in his team at the moment because they are only 19 years old. Get used to learning the game, training with the boys, listening to the manager and the coaches, what they want from you, and they will get better. I don't want to. I like Harvey Elliott, but I don't think he should have started every game at the beginning of the season. He shouldn't be. He's 19. He should be coming in and out in games and showing what he can do when the pressure ain't on. Because it's not really fair to players like Carvalho and Elliott when the pressure's on Liverpool and we're not playing well. When you stick these kids in for 90 minutes, that's a lot of pressure for them to perform. So the best thing for these kids at the moment, when you're 2-3 napping games, put them on.
Probably creating that winning environment, mate, innit? Yeah. Like, they'd probably thrive, would you say, mate, in terms of having that winning environment. And we have more or less, obviously, we spoke all summer for the best part of the last couple of years, and we all of us, we need better squad depth. But as you said, mate, he's absolutely spot on in terms of getting that better quality around them. Most importantly, as you said, use them sparingly in the moments. And even if the game's not going well, you can bring them in and you bring in not just Elliott on, but like Carvalho and probably a bit more higher caliber player. Just come on and just express themselves really the most.
Yeah, it's like this. So Carvalho did struggle a bit, but made good attempts and improving the subs come on. Exactly. When the better players came on and was around him, he got confidence in that and was able to play off the better players better, which is just a natural thing. Bailey says, what's his best position? At the moment, I would say the number 10 role. If we play a 4-2-3-1, any time this season. I mean, we've got Diaz out till after the World Cup, so you'd feel like Carvalho's going to get a bit of game time now because only him and Jota can really play left or 10 at this moment in time. So he's going to get a bit more game time than he has been. But the Portugal, I think some reports in Portugal were saying that they think he's going to be like an attacking 8 in that central midfield area eventually when he's got a little bit older, because he's still slight at the moment, ain't he?
Needs to fill out, doesn't he? Trent done that. Was it over the last 12 months? He's gone a bit more stockier, hasn't he? So.
And when you look, as we know, guys mature a bit later, don't they? So he's got plenty of time. So yeah, I just think he's a bit too. He played there against Everton, got completely taken out, didn't he, poor sod? But yeah, I think he just needs to bulk up a little bit, get a bit stronger, grow into his body a bit. You know, he's only 19, so
Bruno Mars, they call him, don't they?
Yeah, he does look like Bruno.
He's a good-looking lad, anyway.
But I think in a few years' time, maybe when he's 23, 24, central midfield will be where he plays like that attacking 8 in that central area, like the techie, skillful midfielder that he can be. Because I don't think he's got the out-and-out pace to really play in the wing. No. I think that's it. He's quick, but I think if you go play it in the wing these days at the highest level, you've got to be electric.
Rapid. I think it's probably one thing that is, people have mentioned with Elliott, obviously given his slight frame. I think Carvalho was about 5'10", 5'11". Both did in wrong there, chap. But I think Elliott's about 5'8" to 5'10" as well. So both of them are quite nimble in terms of the gravity. Elliott's, we've all seen him. He's good over the first 5-10 yards, but over a longer stretch of the pitch anyway, he'll probably slow down. But in those, like, we've all watched Xavi and Iniesta in terms of that type of profile play. They weren't the biggest, but their understanding of the game. And hopefully that's where Elliott and Carvalho, I'm not comparing by no stretch, bloody, to the legends of the game, but in terms of the physique of all the players, they didn't rely heavily on the pace. They relied on the in-game intelligence. And I think that's something that Elliott and Carvalho can very much develop over the next couple of years, mate, for me.
Yeah, definitely agree. Let's get some people in the chat, like Bernardo Silva. Yeah, Bernardo Silva was a winger. Now he's more of like that attacking 8 in the midfield 3. Yeah, but you know, Bernardo Silva is
he's a quality player, but he's a little tinker anyway.
Yeah, he's a shit. Let's face it. Elliott is like 5'6" and Carvalho is 5'7". Yeah, they're little. They're little. But look, Iniesta and Xavi are only 5'5", 5'6". So you know what I mean. Like, you're skillful and you're good enough. Guys, smash the like button. Smash the like button.
Was it David Silva as well started out in the wide areas, and even Juan Mata? So it's all those like type of profile players, isn't it?
Cav's here, my man Cav.
Big up, Cav.
How are we, guys? All right.
Yeah, we're good. How you feeling?
Good. Yeah, but you know what? I'm feeling good. You know when you've been ill and then you wake up on that day where you've recovered, you feel like the healthiest, happiest person alive. That's me right now. I'm full of all them beans I've been missing for the past week. So I'm back alive. Yeah, I feel good.
Right, let me just get rid of this overlay because you can't see the money shot here in my face. There you go. That's good. So, yeah, we're just talking about Elliott and Carvalho there, Cav. Elliott's performance last night I thought was great. He had a great performance last night. I think he's best in the Liverpool shirt so far. And we're saying of Carvalho as well. Poor first half, but grew into the game the second. What's your thoughts on them two?
Yeah, I agree with you on the Elliott point. I think it was his best game for us. Like, he obviously has done well this season. I actually think his start to last season was pretty good as well, with his link up with Trent and Salah. But yesterday he was brilliant, and what he was kind of doing more of, which I really liked, was he was just finding them pockets between their defense and midfield, and then he was turning and making things happen. You know, yes, he's still got to develop in his final pass, and you know, whether he shifts it and takes a shot. I think there was one instance where he kind of held on to it a bit too long, and Nunez had made a run. He perhaps should have played him a bit earlier, because by the time he did, it was offside. But that's the type of player I'd really like for him to be. You know, get in there and create, because his ball control and retention is brilliant,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
he can receive it, on the half turn as well and take a defender out and stuff. He's an excellent little player, but he played really, really well yesterday, and I was so happy he got his goal because it was just his rewards for his 90-minute performance. I felt like he was always in the game as well. Like he didn't really flutter in and out, which is not something you could say for him all the time. But yesterday he was constantly involved and didn't look out of place. And I actually thought at the start of the game, seeing him and Carvalho in the lineup, thought, oh, Ibrox, loud crowd, could be a bit overawed here. A bit like what was the last Champions League game? Was it Inter that he played? And he looked a bit, caught up in headlights. None of that yesterday. Really, soaked up the occasion and dealt with it. And I thought it was brilliant. Carvalho, he was good, but not quite so much. Like the thing I love about Carvalho is like you can just see he's got pure technical ability. Like his close ball control is like it is reminiscent of like your likes of Coutinho and what have you. Not wanting to compare him because I don't think that's exactly the type of player he'll end up becoming. But in the first half, he was kind of dropping into midfield, wanting to pick up the ball, which is great. You think for a young player, he's shown that bravery to want to pick it up and turn and make things happen. And he was okay. He was just okay. The game kind of passed him by a little bit first half, but he improved in the second half. And I'm not sure if that's because, obviously the substitutions were bringing on better players. And so he had better players to link up with him around. But he was good. And that was a good performance for him as well. I thought both lads, as the youngsters in the team, quite a lot of responsibility. I know it's Rangers, but it is away. It is Champions League. Yeah. We did need the 3 points yesterday, but it wouldn't have been the end of the world if we'd have dropped, the points there. So there was importance on the game, and I felt they handled it really well. But I do also agree with you, Jamie. We just need to relax a little bit on them. We don't necessarily need to set their positions. We don't need to play them all the time. Just drop them into them type of games. Same with the cups, and just let them go and do that exactly what they did yesterday. Totally. If they do that, they'll develop. They'll develop brilliantly. Yeah.
Marshall, I will do a combined 11 on the City preview Saturday. So watch out that Saturday evening.
That caused absolute utter carnage. That meant I've been seeing some of the teams on social media.
Well, I do combined 11s a little. I always do combined 11s a little differently because I think sometimes if you just go on form, then no matter how good some of the players are for a certain team, if the other team's just on really good form and better form than the others, then you got to go with all the form players, ain't you? So, but I go with when I do combined 11s, I just pick. I go like if there's two, you got two both sides there. You got a game tomorrow. Everyone's fit and available. Pick your best 11 out of both teams. Yeah, that's the way I sort of do it. That's what, and then it makes it more fair if you ask me. Because if we go on form, then Alisson's the only player getting in, ain't he? So
not many of us. But sorry, Jay. Just Cavs points as well, spot on in terms of and enjoyment, boys, as well. How poor we've been playing in recent weeks. Just to see a smile on Harvey's face, and even when he has been playing this season, you can see like some of these players we've probably questioned whether they care about the club. Like they've acted the way they've strolled around the pitch against at Old Trafford, Fulham, and all that. But Harvey's one of us. Like he supports, but he loves Liverpool so much, and even if we do lose, but last night I enjoyed it, the hug off Salah and just the raw emotion that he shows. It's very rare that you do see that from certain players in the modern game, I feel.
Yeah, it's a special thing. It really is. And you kind of think, well, how can you see that a player is a fan on the pitch? But you just do, in the way that he plays, in his expressions and his energy, and his reactions to every goal we score and everything about him. And it's like you always want to see Liverpool players do well. Of course you do, but you almost want to see him do even better, because he shows that he almost represents us on the pitch, doesn't he? And it's like if he can be a real success at Liverpool and become a world-class player, then there's no better feeling having, a lad. I know he's not local because he's obviously from London, but like having a player that actually supports your team is a pivotal part in the side as well. I mean, that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's mad. So I want to talk about a certain player. We're going to talk about, but I'm just going to give you a few stats this season. Darwin Nunez, 430 minutes, 4 goals. Bobby Firmino, 648 minutes, 8 goals. Gabriel Jesus, 828 minutes, 5 goals. Arsenal fans say about Gabriel, right, this is what I'm going to get to, right? Because I've been saying something about Bobby Firmino, we all have for years and years and years, and all Liverpool fans kept getting knocked for it, right? When this now we go, Arsenal fans, oh yeah, Jesus has not got as many goals as Bobby Firmino. The response you get now, but it's not about goals, so Gabriel Jesus, it's about all his play and what he does for the team, right? We have been saying this about Bobby Firmino for 7 years. And everyone goes, he's a number 9, he's a striker, he should score goals. So welcome to the club, everybody. It's not just about, it's not just about finding the net. It's about your all-round play. And I'm not comparing these two, but Gabriel Jesus is on 5 for Arsenal at the moment. Bobby's on 5 for Liverpool, and he scored more goals and he's got more goals and I think equal assists to what Gabriel Jesus has done. But what Gabriel Jesus does in the Arsenal team, it's all the link-up play. He makes Martinelli look better. He makes Saka look better. Exactly what Bobby Firmino did for 4 or 5 years with Mane and Salah. So maybe teams now with these certain players up front are starting to realise, Cav, that players like Bobby Firmino are a dime a dozen.
Oh yeah, they're a bit of a rare breed. Bobby especially. You're not going to see a player like him for years. But they're enablers, aren't they? It's what they give to the people around them. And in fairness to Jesus, I did see that stat, and I kind of thought, yeah, he's obviously not outscored many people, but he has been the enabler for Arsenal. I mean, I'm not going to discredit him with that. He's come in and he's linking play well, and the people around him are scoring, and that's exactly what when we were at our pomp we were doing. Mane and Salah were getting the goals, and Firmino was just linking all the play. So I'm never going to discredit a player like Jesus for that. But the form of Bobby for me is just really surprising. He was getting injuries so often last season, but actually when he was playing, it was like I looked like he'd sort of lost his touch. Like I think I said to you, Bimmy, I can accept him losing his pace and maybe his energy, but I'd never expect him to lose his touch. No. And he was, some of the performances were a bit like he weren't the ball played into him and it was bouncing off him. It was under hitting passes, and it was a bit like we can't afford to have that because that's what he's good at. He's never been, a prolific goal scorer. He does get assists, but we needed him to be that link-up man, and he wasn't doing it for a while. But this season, he seems like a revitalized, and the goals he's scoring, he's making them intelligent runs into the box, and you're just like, I don't know where this has come from. I mean, I absolutely love it though, because I love the player and the man. But he's playing. He's our most informed forward at the minute, I think. And you look at going into the weekend, you kind of think, how can you not put him in? Because he's just getting goals and assists, and he's playing brilliantly well. I just fear for my one fear, and I can't get it out of my head, is that he's not going to be here probably beyond the season. So I'm a bit like, yes, he's playing well, so you play him because look, we need points, so surely play the people in form. But then it's also a bit like, if he's not going to be here next season, I almost need to see the players that will be in the team, and and do that sort of planning ahead. So if it's going to be Jota and Nunez as the 9 and 10 moving forward, I almost want to see them. It's a really difficult one, but I suppose with the injury to Diaz, there's that space freed up now. You can put Jota on the left, it frees up the 10, and you play Bobby there. So it won't be so much of an issue until the new year. But his form has been exceptional, and for so long, he's been that player that brings joy to this team. In his massive pearly white smile and his goal celebrations and booting people's heads off when they score and stuff with his karate kick. I mean, he's really just does exactly what I just say. He just brings joy to this team and has done for so long, and it'll be a real sad day when he does go, because, like I say, there's not going to be many players out there. I mean, you've got the likes of, Neymar's and stuff, that what they do, like with the football, is like a joy to watch. But his joy actually comes from everything else as well. Like not only his skill, his ability with the football, but it's just like his aura around the place,
Oh, exactly.
you see him inside training videos, he's always getting on with people and stuff. And Klopp's really big on building like a harmonious squad, something that the players want to come to and be part of. And I'm sure he's been massive for building all that, that positive vibes around the club. I love him to death, I do.
Yeah, he's amazing. Do you know what the success to Bobby's right now is? These Liverpool sponsored inhalers. That is what. That's the success to Bobby Firmino. His lung power is unmatched. Big up George. How you doing, mate? How you doing? Well. Yeah, Jack. Bobby Firmino, man. Bobby Firmino.
Magic.
Contract's running out in the summer. What do you do?
Is he 31, lads? Is he 31?
31 last week, didn't he?
31, yeah.
He's a beautiful 31-year-old.
Yeah, two-year deal, and then send him on back home to Brazil if he wants to go. Retired anyway. But yeah, as Gav was spot on. Do you reckon, and chat as well, in terms of Brazil, the World Cup? I think the World Cup year, the next couple of months as well. I don't know if he was in the last World Cup squad or the last national side call up anyway, because I think he got called up. Yeah, he did. Yeah, so I think that's going to play. We all know how important the South American contingent, and obviously everything is geared around the national side anyway, really, in terms of that. But for me, mate, give him a 2-year contract, and he's probably got one of the maddest. I've not met him, but I've seen him in town, and he does wear some mad clobber. He goes around. If you can probably do your research for that. He's got some, not quite on the level of Calvin Phillips at Leeds United. Remember them? Yeah. But he walks around like spiked shoes. But fair enough. He's a nutter on the pitch as well as off the pitch as well.
Yeah.
And that you can just tell. But did he done an interview? I don't know if you've seen it, but he's done an interview in English as well.
In English, yeah.
Yeah. So, which is absolutely fantastic. We all love him, Bobby, and he's probably got one of the best songs for Liverpool as well. Everyone loves a good old Bobby Sing song. But yeah, special player. If you all had the personality and obviously the mentality that Bobby's got, then we'd be winning the bloody league title every single bloody season. He's special.
True.
This is a good point from Edward. I've got to say, could Bobby be our Sheringham in the sense that he has the same game intelligence, never relied on pace, and still got that clever link-up play?
Definitely, yeah.
Quite a similar comparison.
I'd keep him on just to frigging teach everybody else, especially Nunez. I mean, I said it yesterday in your watch along. If he could teach Nunez how to control a football, and all like the layoffs and stuff, Jesus Christ, what a player you would have. Imagine a hybrid of Nunez and Bobby. Yeah, I'd keep him around just to be that influence and that teacher, even in the background. If he's not going to play so many games, I think he could still contribute in and around training and stuff, because he's an exceptional player in that sense. Yeah,
Bobby, look, for me, I said it in the summer when the people were talking about letting him go and stuff like that. I said, Nate, we haven't got anyone else like Bobby Firmino in our team. Bobby's a diamond of a dozen. There's not many around him like in Europe. I put him to the likes of someone like a Thomas Muller, someone like that who's very underrated, but not by their team. No one talks. Who talks about Thomas Muller? No one really talks about him. But you ask Bayern Munich fans and the Bayern Munich players, I bet they all put him number one. Because he's just, what he does for their team is amazing. He's the most unselfish player in their team. He makes everyone work better, and he can score goals himself. And I think Bobby's that for us. I don't understand why he let him go. He's showing at 31 years of age at the moment that he can still do it. And the goals he's scoring, I mean, his goals are getting like better and better. He's starting to put people in their arse and put a ball in the back of the net.
I think that's his finishing's taken for granted, mate. I don't know how you lads feel. His finishing has been taken for granted in recent seasons. I think it's just obviously Salah's taking all the highlights, and he like 20 odd goals every year. But even that finish, the first goal thing last night, it was a difficult finish because he was getting chased by the goalie. Wasn't
he is just absolute quality. Another player I want to talk about. Let's talk about Darwin Nunez. Now, Darwin Nunez has only got one goal less than Haaland in October. I'm just putting it out there. That's a true fact. It's a weird fact, but apparently I read it today. He's only got one goal less in October than Haaland does. Not comparing them, obviously.
Please don't, Jerry. Please, I can't go there.
He's nowhere near. What I would say about Haaland, though, I thought Haaland's not Haaland. Darwin. I wish it was Haaland. What I would say about Darwin is that I think his movement yesterday was top draw yet again. I think his movement, but we're not finding him quick enough. I know a lot of people are saying he gets caught offside quite a lot. That ain't always his fault because he's making that movement between the centre backs and between the centre backs or down the channels in between the full back and centre backs quite a lot. And we don't find him till too late. And obviously he's gone offside. But his offsides are not like that. They're always like half a yard or just. It's not like he's miles offside all the time. His movement's first class. I'm glad his goal, I thought, was fantastic, by the way, because you can tell he's a finisher with that goal because he didn't whack it. He sort of passed it into the net, didn't he? And that's when and it was instinctive as well. He didn't have to think about it, which I think with Darwin is what he is. He's an instinct striker. I've noticed every time he doesn't have to think about something, he puts the ball in the net. When he's running on goal or he's got a bit of time on the ball before he lets that shot off, that's when he looks not as good. What was your thinking of Darwin Nunez yesterday, Kev?
Yeah, I much agree with you. And like the thing is, when you look at the games that he has played for us, he's always put in the same level of performance. He's always up for a fight. Crystal Palace, he went a bit overboard, but he's always got that fight in him, all that energy. He's always intense in the game, isn't he? And he always makes the run off the shoulder. Like you say, we're just not finding him early enough. And sometimes it's not so much yesterday, but the game against Arsenal was like there was a couple of occasions where he was literally just needed to be slipped through, and the player just held onto it, and you're just like you can see it on the telly. You're just play the pass. He'd literally one touch in it, and he's getting a shot away, and they just don't play it. They need to learn to sort of get used to him a bit, and know that he's going to make them runs, and just try to pick him out, because guaranteed every time he gets the ball in the box, he hits the target. Every single time. And so hopefully they will start turning into goals. But like he did play well against Rangers yesterday. I agree with you. He maybe will be a bit of an instinct striker, where he hasn't got to think about too much. Because sometimes, and this is where the rival fans have been criticizing him and been able to make this kind of agenda that he's a terrible footballer, is because when he's been picking up the ball outside the box, he's a bit clumsy with it. And, I remember one ball came over to him and he looked like he tried to chest it and did like this pirouette on the spot. And it was just like, what the fuck? What are you even doing? Like, his touch is a bit off, but he has improved in that sense where like he's sticking his arse out now into a defender and he's like holding up the ball and he's fending off the defender and then he's laying it off, which when first couple of games he played, he was trying to do that, but he was getting bullied and he was giving the ball away. He seems to have improved in that sense. So I think his all-round game's coming on.
The more he plays, Kev, he's played.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And regardless of whether like the goals come for him or not, he's crucial for us at the minute, because if we're going to persist with this 4-man attack, he's the only one that stretches the defense. He's always running in behind, which means the defender's got to either drop off with him, and if they do, that will leave space for the likes of Jota and Firmino, or they leave him to go offside, and that's a risk you take as a defense. And if you get it wrong, well, he's going to be bearing in on goal, and I tell you now, you ain't catching him if that ball's played correctly. I watched Leicester City win a league with Jamie Vardy, who did that every single game, and that was always the tactic. Jamie Vardy's on the shoulder of the defense, and the minute you get the ball, you play it in behind, and he'd run onto it. and he'd either finish it or he'll just get a touch before the defender or the goalkeeper and win a penalty. Like week after week, that was happening. And Darwin's a similar type of player, just wants to play on the shoulder, but you've got to feed him. You really have. And the goals will come for him when Liverpool start playing better. I mean, I'm surprised he's even getting goals. Well, I'm not sorry, actually. We played well yesterday, but for the fact that he's even getting any goals with the team around him at the minute is a bit of a surprise. So when we start playing better, and Trent starts picking up them assists that he's been doing year on year, then he'll be sound. He'll be sound with the goals. He's going to be a terrific player. Yeah,
totally agree. Yeah, Jack, your thoughts on Darwin, my man?
Yeah, it's going to be mad when, everyone jokes about when Trent made that comment, like the tweet a couple of weeks ago. How may I assist you? I don't think he's assisted him since. Like, chat, if you've noticed that, as actually Trent assisted.
I think Gomez and Trent have got the same amount of assists, one each this season.
Yeah, so that's good goal. But yeah, as Cav said, once the team is playing better, be interesting chat. Would you reckon, or you lads as well? Would have Nunez got the same amount of goals if he played in City's system? Obviously, Haaland's goals have been.
I don't think he would have got as many as Darwin, but he would have. I reckon it'd be on.
Oh no, I said it the wrong way. So if you put Nunez and Haaland, the City system, like they put, as we've seen week in week out, literally put a ball on the plate. But obviously, Haaland's goals, some of his goals have been absolutely tremendous, and probably only him.
I think Darwin would be on 8 goals if he was playing for City, because I don't think he's not as good as a finisher as Haaland is, but he would have goals. He'd have like 8 goals there. I think 8 or 9
I agree.
Goals.
You kind of.
I don't think Haaland would have as many for Liverpool as he does with City right now, because we haven't got that. What City have got in their midfield is as simple as that. So they would. I think they'd both. I think Darwin would benefit and Haaland would struggle if it was swapped.
Yeah.
Being
interesting. But if the owners had their way, it'd be bloody Northwest team versus South team anyway. Haaland, Nunez up top anyway.
Well, a good way of answering that, Jack, is had Man City have not signed Haaland and they'd have signed Nunez, I think they would be happy with their signing this season because he'd get goals. He wouldn't get as many as Haaland, but he'd be getting goals, and Man City would be thinking, yeah, we've got a cracking forward now. So.
I'm intrigued to see how Alvarez does play for them. Obviously, when Haaland doesn't play, but interesting. But it's spot on, boys, isn't it? We're not used to having an out-and-out number 9. I think even the days of Fowler, obviously Rushy as well, like an actual, even Joseph to an extent as well. We'll get onto that, mate, as well. He was tremendous, but I think he offers that bit more respite, would you say, boys, in terms of would Jota. And Salah, most importantly, and bloody getting all the goals. But it's great that the key word is probably options off the back of we've got attacking options, we just haven't got midfield options, as we all know. So,
our attack, look, I've got nothing wrong with our attack. We do score goals. I think we're scoring goals. It's just we're leaking them as well. Our attack I've got no problem with, because the age of our attack is a very good age. You've got Darwin's 23. Jota's 25, Diaz is 25, and Salah's 30, and Bobby's 31. So it's a good mixture there. So I've got we score goals. This question here for City game: what formation do we play? Do we play double pivot or switch back to 4-3-3? We are not switching back for 4-3-3 against Man City. I think we play 4-4-2. I think we play 4-4-2 against Man City.
What did we play? Sorry, there, Jake. What did we play in the Community Shields? Was it a 4-3-3?
4-3-3, yeah. But
be interesting. Yeah. I don't want to see 4-3-3 again.
I think we're done with 4-3-3 at the moment with the players we have. Till we buy more midfielders that are younger, we can't play the 4-3-3 Klopp wants to play. It relies on young legs in midfield, and we haven't got
There's only one benefit I can see of playing 4-3-3, and that's the fact that you can rest one of your forwards, as opposed to playing all 4 of them. Other than that, I generally don't see the benefit of playing 4-3-3 now. Like, either way, Man City are going to flood the midfield and we're going to be overrun anyway. So, fuck it. Let's just stick some attackers on and see what we can do.
Proper FIFA formation, then, boys.
I like the 4-4-2. I mean, Darwin and Bobby up top. I think Elliott was on the right. Carvalho was on the left. Hendo. I was actually surprised Hendo started last night. As I knew Fabinho would start because he hasn't played 2 games, has he? So I could see him coming in. Now we're going forward with the City game coming up. Do you think we're looking at a Fabinho Thiago double pivot for that game, or do you think Hendo still plays? Go on, Kev.
Oh, he had to come to me first. I would go with Fab. And the reason being is I think if Man City flood their midfield, we could spend a lot of time on the edge of our box. And I think Fabinho is a better defender at the end. Even though he's not shown it this season, he's a better defender on the edge of our box and in our box than perhaps Henderson is. Whereas I think if the game's stretched and you need more running ability, I think Henderson's just slightly better than Fabinho. But I mean, to be honest, pick whichever one you want because fucking don't matter, I don't think.
Jack, I'll be surprised if Hendo actually does play because I think he's played since he came back from his injury again after the internationals. He's played every game, and I think he's played like almost the full 90 minutes in most of them games as well. And obviously, for some reason against Arsenal, Salah came off and he went right wing. I don't know what that was about. But
I think Thiago and Fabinho, when we've seen the double pivot last season, it was them too. So I think that is Klopp's preferred too. I think the reason Henderson started, and we don't usually see him starting that many games in a row, I think the reason he has is Klopp's maybe wanting to pull Fabinho out the team and just playing with minimal minutes so he can just sort of concentrate on fitness, sharpness, maybe in readiness for this game. You know, there's nothing to say that he hasn't kind of, you know, looked at the past couple of games with Fabinho and go, you know what, I'll just pull him out because he's not playing particularly well. It's probably leggy because all of us have said that the team's tired. I tell you what, I'll cane Henderson and I'll just give Fabinho the minutes he needs to keep sharp and then roll him out for Man City. I don't know. I could be making it up, but you know, there could be something in it because it is unusual why he wouldn't play one for 60 minutes and then start the other person that was previously benched for this next game for 60 minutes or what have you. You know, seems strange that he's only put Fab on for a few minutes in both games.
Yeah, what do you reckon, Jack?
Yeah, I think all of us have probably done shows in terms of the system as well. For me, when we signed Darwin, I felt we wanted to play a different brand of football, or try a different type of football. And Thiago predominantly played, and I think it was a 4-2-3-1 system at Bayern Munich for a couple of years, and even I don't know what formation he played in Spain, but when they were, I don't know what position. Obviously, he played in midfield, but I'm not too sure if it was in a 3 or 2 for the national side. But I think it caters very perfect to Fabinho as well. I think he played right back at Monaco in certain points. He started off at Real Madrid. Wasn't there for a long time in the young academy lad, but I think those two. And especially when the different variety of forwards we've got, you got Bobby dropping into the pocket of space, Jota, Diaz, very different left-sided players as well. Nunez offers you that pacing behind, physicality as well, and obviously that instinct. Yeah, as Cav said, we're probably going to be getting overrun in that midfield, which is going to be quite concerning. But it's Man City. You can't, even if you put 10 midfielders in that midfield tomorrow, at the weekend, you're still probably not going to stop Manchester City from running all over you. The players that they've got are quite ridiculous, mate. But yeah, I'd like to see the Fabinho, Thiago pivot really, and then, as we've said, just go for it. We've seen it was the Etihad last season where Fabinho had an off day, and you're like, it's very rare that Fabinho does do that. I know we are in this season, he's playing the way he is, but if he's on his game, as we've seen in the past when he scored that absolute bloody cracker from the edge of the box against Manchester City, it was like 2-3 seasons ago at Anfield, if we can get that Fabinho, then I think we've got every chance of really coming away from that game. And I'm not predicting a Liverpool win, but if we play within ourselves and we play the way we can, I think it can be really positive.
Can you remember, was it last season where Fabinho scored? He scored a few goals on the bounce, didn't he? He went through a bit of a goal scoring.
Yeah.
Was it last season?
Yeah.
He got,
I think he got 7 goals in all competitions last season.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Great.
Just on the midfield 2 conversation, right? Just one thing I'd like to add is what I've seen with Henderson, and the reason I don't like him in a 2, I accept we'll have to play him because we haven't got many other options. But the one thing I don't like him is he still plays like an 8. So he like runs beyond the forwards. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like if you are playing in a midfield 2 and you're double pivot, you have to always be behind the ball. You might go beyond it in occasions, but stay behind the ball because you've got 4 forwards to be up there and attacking and stuff. You protect that back 4 and you just sit in front of them and make sure that the play is in front of you. And if it goes behind you, you run back, obviously. But that's where I think Fabinho will be better with it. Because I say, especially that Arsenal game, I've seen Henderson run beyond, and I'm like, well,
don't we start on that?
then you're just leaving Thiago as a one-man midfield. That's not how it works.
Nope.
You know, you always see it on like match analysis where they draw the lines between 2 players, and they often do it as like strike partnerships. But I've seen it done quite a lot with the double pivot, and you've always got to make sure that the guys are tight together and they shift over together and stuff. If you've got one running off up the pitch, he's screwed. So, and Henderson, I think we gave ourselves a false sense of security with him because when he played as a 6 in the 3, we thought, oh, he's quite good. But playing a 6 in the 3 is very different to playing in a 2, and he needs to be more disciplined if he's going to play that position.
Totally. So right, guys, all excellent points there, but what we're going to get to now is player ratings to finish off. Right, let's do this. Right. Allison, first of all, guys. Allison, guys in the chat as well, get your player ratings in for each player as well as we're going down. We're starting with Allison. What are we going for?
7 average. He didn't really have much to do, but that'd be mine. The goal he conceded, don't think he could have done much of it. He was left exposed really from his defence, but I give him a 7. I don't know if that's too high or too low. I go with a 7.
I'd say 7 as well. Kev?
I am in agreement with you. I didn't have anything to do, did he? Have you noticed he started doing this outside of the foot clearance?
The man just gets bored.
I keep thinking, because the camera angle that the TV broadcasters use, I keep thinking he's smashing out for a throw-in, and then it curls to like the left forward. You're like, what the hell is this? But, incredible technique. Don't get me wrong, But yeah, 7. He's pretty average, but that's not a criticism. He just didn't have anything to do.
No, exactly. Kanate, great to see him back. What are we going with Kanate? Made some crunching tackles just yesterday, by the way.
I'm going to give him an 8, and I'd say one thing. He was brilliant. I'm so excited to see him back. He was a little bit rusty, but all his rustiness was kind of on the ball. I know he stepped out once, and you could probably lay some blame on him for the goal slightly, but and that is one of the things he needs to improve on, which he has improved on when he's last season, was that stepping out and going with the runner. He needs to be more intelligent. Did that a little bit last night, but actually I thought he was a bit rusty when he was on the ball. But the brilliant thing about him is every time he had a bad touch or a bad pass, he's so good that he just recovered. He's so fast and so strong that like he could literally just afford to have a bad touch because he was always winning it back again. So you can't blame him. Like obviously it's his first game back, wasn't it? I think so.
First full game,
yeah, exceptional though. 8 for me.
Spot on there, Kev. We've missed that, haven't we, boys? Even in Man United games, certain games this season where our team's just been getting bullied. Like Ibu's a big lad, you just need that physical presence, and even Van Dijk, like he's gone a bit soft in recent weeks in terms of just if you're bad, you just go bouncing over there and just start having an argument with a couple of the players. That gets the crowd up, and that gets obviously the home team as well. So yeah, I give him an 8 as well, mate. I think it's probably
need a midfield version of Kanate.
Oh yeah,
that's a brilliant comment. Actually, I never thought of it like that. If we had a midfield like Kanate, we'd be fucking Christmas early, wouldn't it?
Probably Calcedo. That's probably why they were looking at him.
Yeah,
that's probably why they were looking at him. Sangara from PSV, very, 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 very similar.
Yeah.
So we go 8 and Kanate.
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
I think so.
Gomez.
Go on, Jack.
Go with 7. I would give it higher, but as we've said, it is Rangers. Good assist, Good defensive performance.
His assist was great. I mean,
Yeah, lovely.
It
was the best ball in Europe this week, I'd say. Yeah.
I don't think we spoke about it enough, because if that was Trent, we'd be like, typical Trent, beautiful ball. But no, that was a great assist. Defended well. Show strength. Right, boys, just take over. Just talk about Gomez for a sec.
Yeah, go ahead,
I'll just go and kill my kid.
Happily, I tell you what, that assist you said, you said it was good, but he was actually underneath him, which I'm not quite sure how it happened, because he ran onto the ball, he was in full control of it. Then when he ends up crossing it, he's having to dig it out from below him. But to dig it out from below him and play it round all the defenders is brilliant. And I tell you what, like, he's not renowned for getting assists, of course, and he's not renowned for being a particularly good cross or whatever. But the times he has played right back for us, obviously more last season, he did put some quality balls in the box. Yeah. And I think
it's the Forest game as well, mate. Like, obviously that game, I think, when he played down that right hand side. So
and I think this is where people are like, really want to see him at right back, because we love Trent, obviously we do, but like, Gomez is defensively solid, and then we kind of, when he goes up the pitch, we're like, okay, he's not going to be exceptional, but he does have the ability to put in a good cross, because we've seen it. So then we're like, oh, you've almost got a perfect right back there, to be honest. It's just, you know, we do have Trent there, and he's so exceptional that Gomez is going to be a second choice right back. You know, obviously he's a centre back, but in the right back position, he'll be a second choice. But if Trent wasn't there, I think we'd be really satisfied with Gomez as a right back.
I think I said it earlier. I think we need to play Gomez and Trent in this Liverpool team. I think it'd do Trent well good. If we're playing 4-4-2, I don't think there's any reason why you can't play Trent right on that midfield in a 4-4-2 and play Gomez as a right back who's just a right back defender. Doesn't go past the halfway line. Trent don't have to really worry about his defensive play as much. All he has to do is cover, and he could stay wide and use his ability in the wide areas better, because you're getting more out of him for assists. Let's face it, you want Trent in the areas where he's lethal. And if it helps him out and you're playing Gomez as a right back for the foreseeable future till Trent feels a little bit better, more like himself, why not?
That might be the point, Jay, actually. That might be the point. You know, what's in games where we want to perhaps bring Salah off because we're up in the game or needs a rest or whatever, just maybe try Trent there and relax his defensive duties. And that might be a way of him just playing himself back into some form. And then you maybe can stick him at right back again or whatever. But it might be a solution there, Jeremy, to be fair. It's just his game is... Trent's game is attacking wise. He's brilliant at all points of the pitch, but from deep, he's exceptional, you know, picking out them diagonal balls. I just wonder if he would maybe lose that side of his game playing higher up the pitch. But then, in fairness, you know, we have also seen him pulling, you know, not even crosses out at the byline, pulling passes out, you know, where he's pulled them back to the penalty spot. Or I remember was it the Bobby goal in the Club World Cup where he just played it front post and stuff, you know, in and around them areas, he can actually pick people out. And then, like I say, they look more like passes than crosses, you know, because it's not hitting hope, he's picking people out. So, yeah, there might be something in that, to be fair.
It might be the way just to, you know, get the best out of Trent at this moment in time, you know, because Gomez, look, every time I see him play right back at the moment, every time he plays there, he's hardly putting a foot wrong. So, and look, and he's not against Man City. If Trent was playing against Man City the way Trent is at the moment, I'd be more worried. Gomez playing against Man City on the weekend, that's more of a natural defender going up against Foden. And Gomez
don't want a James Milner again, do we?
No,
Jesus Christ!
No, I don't want to. I don't want to even know if James. I don't want to see James Milner on Merseyside on Sunday.
Especially Foden down that left, or whoever's down that left.
And what I like about Gomez is that he's solid. He's quicker than Trent as well. He's more physical than Trent. And look, and at the end of the day, Gomez is a defender. No, he's a natural defender. So, yeah.
But the one criticism I have of Gomez, like the one mistake that you see quite often in him, is sometimes he just loses the flight of the ball. Like, it sounds mad to say for a centre back, but like the ball's hoofed over and he's kind of just lose sight of it, ends up fucking running into the goalkeeper or something. But at right back, he'll probably get away with that a little bit as opposed to centre back. So,
Yeah.
But the rest of his game, he's sound. Like, I know everyone says he is a centre back, but for me, I consider him a right back now because I think he's better at it. I think he's a better right back than he is a centre back. I'll be honest.
Don't Gomez. He does look more comfortable at right back at the moment.
Did he play centre back against Napoli, boys?
Yeah. That was the shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a shit.
Was it Men in Black? We just wiped that.
Yeah. Cheers for that reminder, Jack. Yeah.
Anyways,
Tsimikas. I personally thought Tsimikas was pretty poor.
Yeah, it's dog shit.
I was going to give him a 6 because he did have the assist for Bobby's corner for the goal. So otherwise, I would have gave him a 5. So
what has happened to his crossing ability?
I don't know. Because by the way, a certain Scotsman came on in that game, and
he was ready.
He looked levels above. I've been saying it for a while. Like, I'm a Tsimikas fan, but there is a lot of players out there, a lot of fans out there who just love Tsimikas and just think he's this absolute baller of a left back. I've said it. If Robbo's in his best form, Tsimikas is not as good as Robbo.
Yeah.
And Robbo came on yesterday with so much energy. I know it's Rangers and he despises them.
Oh, yeah.
But my God, the energy he comes on with. And Robbo's starting against City, by the way, Sunday.
The thing is, an informed Robbo is the best left back in the world. I think even still, I think a Robbo on his day is the best in the world. Like, I'm trying to think of others that are out there. Cancelo. To be fair, Cancelo throws up an argument, and then you've got Davies.
Defensively, is he?
Yeah, you got Davies at Bayern, and there's one or two others.
As you said, mate. Davies, I think he's been hampered over the last 2 years with injuries, mate. But as you said, mate, lads as well. He's been the most consistent over the last 4 or 5 years, and for $8 bloody million, Christ. Probably
I tell you what, though. This guy needs to work on his frigging corners though, because he was on yesterday and he took one corner and it hit the front man, and I was like, oh my God, Robbo's back.
Robbo, if there's anything I like, just let Robbo do everything else he's meant to do. Just don't let him take corners from the right hand side of the pitch, because he can't do it. For some reason, Robbo don't like a corner. So
the thing is, the argument between Simi and Robbo, for me, was always the fact that Tsimikas always had a lot more variety in his crosses. But to be honest, like I just said, I don't know what's happened to that, but he just never crosses, or even when he does, they're terrible. I'm just like, if he's lost that, he really is cemented as the number 2 left back.
I've noticed something with Tsimikas, though, where every time Robbo is ready to come back into the team, Tsimikas gets worse. Has anyone not noticed that? When Robbo's not available at all and he's not in the squad, and he's like, Tsimikas looks beautiful. As soon as Robbo is back in the squad and he's fit again, for some reason, Tsimikas' game goes to shit.
Robbo's probably just chatting bare wham to him, in the week build up or something. He probably gets under the skin and he's like, you're going to be
just whispering in his ear in training. I'm back now. I'm back. Right, I'm going 6 on Tsimikas just because he had that assist in the corner. Otherwise, he would have got 5. I thought he was a shot.
I would have said 5. I think, but
I'm going to just give him that assist. I'm just going to give it to him. Virgil, I'm going with 6.
Yeah, I felt Canate. I was going to say before with Canate, I felt he had the better game of the centre halves. Yeah, and to get that goal as well, we've seen it back. It could have been very easily a different game last night, and then we battered them in the second half, but. He's been rash, boys. I don't even know what his decision making. If that was Dejan Lovren this season, he would have been bloody hounded. Because his name's Virgil van Dijk, and we know how good Virgil can be. But it was like a Saka or a Dejan Lovren making the mistakes he has this season. It'd be completely different.
Yeah, Virgil's got a bit of grace. I need to be fair. I mean, like Lovren was just Lovren.
Yeah.
But I think with Virgil, we can afford to give him.
He's got a pass, isn't he?
Yeah, because he has been tremendous, ain't he? Absolutely tremendous.
I'm ready to see Virgil 2.0 and have him play with his hair down. I'm ready for it. Can you imagine one day he rocks up and he's not got the ball?
Yeah,
on
he ain't got
play?
his hair tie, and he's like shit. And like,
Yeah.
he looks like
That'd be
he looks like the beast from.
We've got a few players with frigging man buns now. We're turning into the
Yeah.
Leeds team of about 2 years ago. What's going on?
I
Simi
don't know.
looks like an idiot. He needs to lose that man bun.
I don't know what
Yeah.
man puns on men are about anyway.
I never had one in lockdown, boys. So I was disappointed
No,
that you
no.
let me rock it.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
Fabinho, what are we giving Fabinho?
This one's hard for me because there were moments where he like was snapping into challenges and winning them, and there was other times where he was a bit off, a bit just mistiming stuff and being bypassed. And I'm just trying to think back to moments in the game.
I'd give him a 6. Yeah. I think the subs that come on probably changed the second half as well. Then the game seemed much quicker. I don't know if that was a drop off in terms of fitness from Rangers, or it was a case of Liverpool just started playing much better first-time football. But I go with 6. I think him and Van Dijk need to buck up their ideas this season, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look at the averages here to the scores we're giving. We're not actually far off. Look, I mean,
yeah. And some weeks we do this, and we think completely different to the averages as well, don't we?
Yeah, this is quite close today.
Yeah.
Fabio Carvalho. What are we saying? Poor first half, good second half. It wasn't spectacular or anything, but it was decent.
I think what we've got to take into account here is it was still Rangers, and let's face it, they're not a great team, are they?
Oh, they're dog poo,
yeah. So when we give Fabinho a 6, we're saying he was okay, but really he should be dominating these kind of midfields.
That's why Fabinho should be a 10 in these games.
Exactly. Yeah. Should just be an absolute domination, But Fabio,
he was better for the whole time he was on than Fabinho. But I wouldn't say he was outstanding. If there was a point, I can't give points on this, like a 0.5. I'd probably give Carvalho a 6.5, to be fair.
I would have. Yeah.
He's like half a point better than Fab, I would have said.
Yeah, I go with
I
6.
can't do it, so I'll give a 6, but in theory, it's a 6.5.
Yeah, you got Gomez and Ali on a 7. I don't think you can put him on the same.
No.
He's just a bit below for me, yeah.
Right, Harvey Elliott.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. What's that, Gav?
Bit of excitement.
It's not 10 o'clock yet, Gav. It's not 10.
Let me think. I'm going to give him a 9.
I was going to go with a 9 as well.
I am, yeah. It sounds high, but he was a constant throughout the game, a constant threat to Rangers throughout the game. Never shied away from getting the ball, was making things happen. At times, he was the only person making things happen. And he got a goal, I know we scored 7, but he still did get a goal. And I don't think he didn't get any assists, did he? No, he didn't, because Jota got 3. And
right.
Bobby got...
We're going to give Elliot a
Gomez
9, and then you got what Bobby did and what Salah did, yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Ooh.
What about if we go 8.5, but I'd have to give him an 8 because I ain't got the point.
Yeah, go 8, yeah.
Do that then. Yeah, do that.
An actual 8.5, yeah.
Yeah. The thing like we say with Fabinho, where we're like, oh, it's Rangers, he should dominate midfield. Well, Elliot actually did dominate, Elliot actually did do well, and we should, the thing is, going into that game, we should have been looking at it going, it's Rangers, Elliot, I know you're a young lad, but you've got a bit of experience now, we need you to step up, and in fairness, I think he did.
Yeah. I think he did as well. Right, Hendo, -2.
Oh, the last couple of videos, the best part of the good couple of
I
years.
love Hendo, and this is hard for me, but he's trash.
I'd give him I'm gonna give him a 5. I'm gonna sound like one of those fans, but he was missing.
I know, I love
left,
him.
right,
This is hard for me.
Yeah,
but
we love him, but sentiment out the window in terms of performance. I'm gonna give him a 5. Yeah,
I thought he was poor.
give him a 5.
Kev?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 5. I mean, I must admit, I've been one of the people that's fought, the fight for Hendo against a lot of people on Twitter and all sorts, saying, he brings so much to the team. I must admit, past couple of games, I've turned slightly and gone to this, not gone to the side, but kind of understood people where they say he shouldn't be anywhere near the team now. I always felt like he did offer us enough, and he's probably should be in our starting 11. Whereas now I'm a bit like, it's hard to defend this guy at the minute.
I know what True Don's on about as well.
Oh no, the pirouette on the edge of the bar.
He completely missed it, and I was watching it and think, oh no.
I don't know about you guys now. Don't know about you now. But when I watch him, and when he did that, the first thing I thought is, oh God, he's getting clipped up. I'm going to see this all over Twitter.
It was, Hendo for me is playing too much, and that's why I said I was shocked he played against Rangers. I really was, but I don't think he plays against City. I really don't, because Thiago's rested. Fabinho played. Hendo's played 3 in a row now.
He was the ball behind. I think it was Thiago in that game, or was it the game before against Arsenal? He was playing balls like 5 yards, 10 yards behind Thiago. It's like, come on, fella.
Yeah.
And he's moving it slowly as well, ain't he?
They're the ones, Jack. That's a really good point, actually, because a lot of people will overlook this, but when you're trying to build up attacks and a ball's played behind the person you're trying to pass to, it slows it down and it stops that momentum. And you might think it sounds stupid, but it's true. You know, you watch Man City, and this is one thing I've often compared us with Man City to, is their simple passes are so much crisper than ours. It's always to feet, or it's always in front of the player, so they can always run onto the ball. They can always run onto it and take a touch, and they're set to do what they want to do next, whether it's cross it or playing the next pass. Well, sometimes with our players, and Henderson's the worst for it, to be fair, is that pass is always behind. So then you've got to step back, take an extra touch, and it just slows the whole thing down. And that builds up. So then your whole tempo and your whole build-up play looks so much more sluggish and slower because of them simple little things.
And I think that's massive, boys, and he's spot on there, especially we've mentioned the system tonight as well. But when we have been playing Trent this season, but the results where we've disappointed over the last couple of years, not many of them, but it's when Hendo or whoever's playing down that right-hand side, when we have been playing midfield three, there's so much space. Hendo 4 or 5 years ago, when he had legs and he could run and sprint and cover those areas, now he can't. And it's got to a point now where it looks... we all feel sorry for Milner, but Milner will give everything on a football pitch. But him and both of them should not be nowhere near in terms of a starting 11 for Liverpool, for the aspirations and the level in which we want to reach. It's, as you said there, you watch City's midfield. I know it's difficult because all City's midfielders, even the bloody academy kids, probably just literally whizzing the ball left, right, and centre. But that's the level where we need to get up to. Hopefully, one day in the next couple of years, we will get there. But in terms of a technical aspect, we get blown out of the bloody water if you're comparing their midfield, miss.
And then on the flip side, the guy that does it really well is Thiago. He'll play that pass, but he'll be in, when he switches it out to the right, it'll always be in front of the player. So then the player he's almost telling that player what to do. He's saying, if I put it in front of you, I'm expecting you to be driving forward. I'm not expecting you to take a touch and maybe retain possession and come back. I'm telling you where to go with this pass that I'm giving you. It can be a really overlooked thing at times.
I agree, guys. Totally agree. Everything you guys were saying. Let's get through these a little bit. Let's get through some of these quick because we've got another show at 10 o'clock and I need a drink. Darwin Nunez, 7. Got his goal, performed well, run the channels well. I'd personally go 7.5.
Yeah, that's what I would have gone.
I just loved his smile at the camera, or Bobby when he's like, go with 7.
Bobby for me, come on, guys, talk to me.
I'm gonna give him a 10 because I just love. I'm gonna give him a fucking 10. I know it's Rangers, but soddy.
I think there might be 2 10s here, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 10.
Yeah,
Screw it. 10. What more can you ask for? Just frigging doing layoffs. Like that.
That assist. His assist for the assist for
the Rabona
Darwin's
goal.
goal. For Darwin's goal. I watched it back. Yeah, he didn't even have to do that. He could.
No, that's the funniest thing. Absolutely, no need for it.
But that's what I love about Bobby. It's like when he's got an open goal and he just turns his head sideways, not to look. I love Bobby for it. I just love him. He was quality. Yeah.
If you could get that same performance out of Bobby every week, we would go places. Yeah, special talent.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Robbo. I thought Robbo came on was miles better. But he only played 20 minutes, but he was better than Simicast for that whole time.
Yeah, I guess we're just going to judge him on the time that he was on the pitch, Jamie. We're not going to dock on points because of they only played a few minutes. So for me, for the time that he was on the pitch, he was a 7 for me. Yeah, good. Good.
Right, Mo. How can we not give Mo a 10, guys? The quickest hat-trick in Champions League history, so it has to be a 10. It just shows what Mo can do when he's in front of goal, and all three of them were top-tier goals, by the way.
It's that shit one I love, mate. Like, I don't know.
The second one with the low back.
Such a difficult goal to score. If all of us tried that on 5 sides, we'd go no idea.
Gregor's positioning might not have been the best, but still the finish was great. I think the hardest one out of all of them was the first goal because he had to take it so quickly.
Was that the toe pang?
Yeah, the toe and the old Romario toe punt into the corner. I love that. You can't beat it, man. And then his third goal was that's what Mo loves, ain't it? Coming inside for so me and Savage laugh about that. He never hits. But he finally hit it. Yeah. And look, to be fair, he should have had 4 because Thiago put him in 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper with his first ever effort before he scored, and he just shot it straight at McGregor's legs.
Yeah, I think the first touch was brilliant, which Mo's first touch always is, to be fair. He can pull a ball out of the air from anywhere.
He couldn't quite put it in the back of the net. And he would have had 4. How can you not give? Someone told you they broke the world record for a hat-trick in the Champions League. You got to give them a 10, ain't you? I don't.
Especially with in the Messi Ronaldo he did as well. You'd think one of them would have had the record, but it's our Mo. Our Mo's got it.
Mo's broke all the records. I think. And he's the highest scoring African now as well.
Yeah.
And it's just in England or the Champions League or something like that. I think it's in England, actually, in Premier League. It's ridiculous. It's just, and I think now he's got more goals than Stevie now, ain't he?
Yeah, I was going to say.
He's got more goals in Europe than Stevie now. With the hat-trick, the third one, I think, broke that record as well. It's record-breaking. Right, Thiago, when he came on for the 20 minutes, was just saucy. I don't know about you guys.
Yes.
But... I'm going
just good. I can't really recall anything he did particularly.
2 balls that one the Salah put away was just a tremendous pass, and I think that to Gomez, which was a bit of flying cut on it. Just looks, he looks like a level above. Now he's got the skinhead as well. He's got, he's ready.
Yeah.
The hard Spaniard look now, and
right. He might not have scored when he come on, guys, but Jesus Christ! Assists.
No, it was 4, wasn't it? Was it 4 assists?
I don't know if 4 or a hat trick. No,
depends. The Elliott goal. Do you class the Elliott goal as an assist?
Because that would be a 4. That was a missed shot. But I think they class it as an assist still.
Yeah.
I'm not classing that as an assist. But he did have a hat trick of assists. What are we saying? What were we saying for Jota? He was great when he came on, by the way, as well.
9. You can't get 3 assists and be lower than a 9. Yeah.
9.
No. Especially in 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see when you were all warming up? All 5, 6 subs were on it. You couldn't wait to get on, and I think that's
well, they saw goals going in, and it was like, right, let's get on now. This team is complete dog. Let's get on this goal. I love the fact Mo didn't even celebrate any of his goals. It's like, this is just a training.
Yeah. The only reason he celebrated that third one kind of was because it was like, oh yeah, it's a hat trick, isn't it? I better go to the crowd.
Exactly. So there's our player ratings, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little match reaction. positive win. Positive win, 7-1. Doesn't happen every week for Liverpool. Let's hope we haven't used all our goals up.
We definitely have. We definitely have. Switch off for the next 6 games, boys, because we're not scoring.
City on Sunday, and then we've got West Ham and Nottingham Forest. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I am live again at 10 o'clock, guys, with Cab, Savage, John, Rods when the prison warden tells him it's okay. And we will be going... We'll be going live at 10 p.m. in about an hour and a half, about an hour and 20 minutes. But on the other channel, guys, so make sure you subscribe to my second channel. The link is in the chat, I do believe. Jamie Phillips, After Dark podcast, guys. Make sure you come and chat. Yeah, there it is. There we go. There we go, guys. Go and hit that link right now. Subscribe to my second channel. We'll go have a great time tonight. It's a special episode because it's usually Sunday nights, but we all miss Sunday, so special episode for you guys. Don't forget to go and follow Chat. Matt, Jack, where can I find you, my man?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on, mate. It's great to speak to Cav as well. Again, mate. As
good to see you again, Jack.
And chat, boys. Look after yourselves. Anfield Road TV, mate. Was meant to be doing a show tonight, but I've got to sort the tea out and that. So, I'm going to be watching you with my feet up and again in the comments. And I'll probably piss. I'll piss myself as always, and that, I wouldn't watch it anyway.
Watch Broccoli Man will make an appearance. I'm sure he will.
But yeah, big up, mate. Thank you again.
And to you, man, for coming on. Thiago time. That'll be Saturday night, mate. Man City predictions Saturday night, and I'll let you know the score then. Wait till Saturday night. Yeah, after special. Nice to see you there, lads. Big time. Yeah, all night. And Cav, thank you very much for joining us. I'm glad you feel better, my man.
Yeah, feeling not quite 100%, but I'm back there. I've got some energy again now, so I'm up and running. Jack, good to see you again, mate. Good to speak to you.
Make sure everyone goes and subscribe to Jack's. He's almost near 5.
I'll be getting you on if he's available this week, boys. I know everyone.
Yeah, just message us in Twitter.
Definitely get you on.
All right, guys, till an hour and 10 minutes. Enjoy the rest of your night. If you're coming over to the After Dark podcast, remember hit that link that's pinned at the top of the live comments, guys, and go and subscribe to the second channel. And we'll see you there in over an hour.